Some slices may be empty. Ain't no pepperoni on that slice, okay? It might just be completely empty. It just got cheese on it. That's it. It may not even have sauce. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's empty. They can't tell just off of, hey, she was born in August. This is because it's determined by the exact. And when I say an exact, you got to know the exact time that you were born. But what I do want to express to you guys is it's not as important as they have pushed on us all these years. It's not the one thing that defines who you are as a person. I hate to have to be the one to tell y'all this because I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack in the comment section, but I kind of don't care because you need to know this. And if you're watching this, there's like a 99.9999996749839% chance that you are looking at the wrong zodiac sign when you're looking at these little horoscope apps.
What?
Wait.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Okay, look. I know every time you guys click on my videos, because I just heard somebody say it, like, man, every time we click on her videos, she always trying to tell us. Look, I know that every time you click on my videos, I'm either kind of telling you that, you know, what you thought was wrong, or there's some misinformation, or all that, but I can't just have y'all out here looking crazy. Like, if I get information and I know that it's being put out into the world in the wrong way and people are taking it in the wrong way, I kind of feel like I have a responsibility to put y'all up on game. Like, do I not? I have this whole platform. I have a responsibility to put you guys up on game, and it just so happens that today I'm putting y'all up on game about the fact that y'all looking at the wrong horoscopes out here. So before y'all think about clicking off this video, I just want y'all to know I completely sympathize with y'all. I was you at some point in life, okay? I was an avid horoscope user. You can ask anybody. Since the time that I've had a phone, I've had like 50 horoscope apps, and I would check one every day, and God forbid, even one out of the 50 said you're gonna have a bad day. It was just kind of like, okay, I can't go outside today, Mom, because the star said. So trust me, I completely understand. Like, what? I completely understand that. We have all been bamboozled, okay?
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and flat out deceived.
It is not just you, I too. But I know better, and so I do better. And now I'm teaching you guys better so that you can do better.
What the hell we gonna do now?
So if you're still on this video, I'm going to get to what you guys came here to see. But first things first, if you are new here, hi, my name is Elle from Intuitive as Elle. I do pick a cards, talk about astrology, and do other spiritually related videos. So if that's yours, just drop down, hit that subscribe button, and while you're down there, you might as well hit that bell button so YouTube lets you know what's up. So I can let you know what's up. Okay, all right. We're here for what you guys came to see. So why is it that they out here fooling people and having us look at the wrong horoscopes? Like, why would they do that to us? Why? It's not that anyone is trying to necessarily be deceitful. It's just that there is a miscommunication about how important our zodiac sign is, or how important the sun sign actually is. And when I say sun sign, I know you guys are like, sun sign, it's your zodiac sign. Like, if I were to ask you what's your zodiac sign right now, you would be like, oh, my zodiac sign is Leo because I was born in August and it fell between this range. That is actually known as your sun sign. And basically what that sun sign is, once again, if you've ever seen the little time range that said, hey, you fall between this and this, so you're this sign. That's what your sun sign is. As a way of simplifying it, because I don't want to get into super details right now, I do plan on doing that at a later time. But just to simplify it right now, your sun sign is essentially what constellation your sun sign fell under at the time of your birth. Now, if you're somebody that is into tropical versus sidereal, then you know that there is a little bit of a debate of the authenticity of one astrology over the other, because there is this thing that says that the constellations basically, or the orbit, shifted over time. And so there's a debate as to, you know, what time period that actually falls under what constellation. But for the sake of simplifying things, the constellations correlate to the zodiac signs. So for instance, and I'm just giving you an example, I do not want you to take this as something specifically correct, because I'm just giving you an example off the top of my head. I do not know what the Leo constellation is called at this time, so I'm just gonna give that to you. And I will be using Leo because that is my sun sign. I was born August 16th, so that is my sun sign. So at the time of August 16th, in that little time between whatever they say, I think July 23rd to August something, whatever, during that time span, because I am a Leo, that means that my constellation, or the constellation that was in the sky at the moment that I was born, that my sun sign fell under, was Leonardus or Leo, whatever that constellation is called. That is what, and that is how we get our zodiac signs. I don't want to downplay the importance of a sun sign, because sun signs are important. Sun signs talk about our ego, our personality. It's why we express ourselves, the way that we express ourselves. It's very important. But what I do want to express to you guys is it's not as important as they have pushed on us all these years. It's not the one thing that defines who you are as a person. There's so many different parts of your natal chart, of your zodiac, of your birth chart that makes you who you are rounded. That sun sign is literally just the one part. Like, it's just the one part. It's not everything. And that's why you can have a sun sign or two different sun signs that act completely different, because that sun sign is just a very, very broad stroke of what that person is. So think of how you may be completely different from another, you know, of the same zodiac sign as yourself. I'm a Leo. I'm completely different from other Leos. So why is that? It's because even though we may have the same zodiac sign or the same sun sign, we have different placements, different planets and different houses and all of that.
What?
I know I lost, wait, hold up.
Bro, what are you talking about,
I know
man?
I lost some of y'all right there. I know I did, but don't, stay with me, okay? Don't glaze over. Stay with me. I'm gonna bring it home. Don't worry about it. I got you, okay?
This your friend, like you, who you like this with.
You better talk to her before I do, because I'm gonna hurt her feelings.
Now, I know y'all are like, wait, she better hurry up and get to it because I'm confused. Wait, okay, I got you. All right, so we have what is actually called a natal chart, or a birth chart is what you'll hear, but most of the time you'll hear natal chart. And in that natal chart, we don't just have the one planet like we have been pushed to believe all of these years. We don't just have the one planet. We have basically multiple zodiac signs in our charts. Like, I am a Leo, but I also have a Sagittarius placement. I also have a Scorpio placement. I also have, you know, blah, blah, blah. I also have planets. So we've been talking about the sun sign as a planet. Your sun sign, that's a planet, the sun. So if you ever seen Sailor Moon, all them planets, that's in your chart, okay? So planets, think of, you know, the planets in the solar system: Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Pluto, not Scorpio, I'm mixing them up, okay? Like, all of those are planets. We have all of those in our charts. So in a natal chart, it's a whole circle, okay? We have 12 different areas, so split up into 12 different slices, like a pizza, going around. So we have, you know, 12 houses. Each slice is 12 different houses, okay? 12 different houses. And then we have planets which fall under each of those different houses. Are y'all still with me? So we have the whole chart. We have 12 different slices. Each slice is a different house. So starting from here, first house, second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house, sixth house, going all the way around. So it's 12 complete houses. Now, each house, each slice, okay, is manned by a zodiac sign. So say your first house starts with Sagittarius. That house, that that thing is Sagittarius. You may have planet placements in that one slice, but all of the planet, even if you have multiple planet placements in that one slice, they're all gonna fall up under that one zodiac sign. So boom, 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 boom. Okay? All right. All right. I'm gonna break it down a little bit more. So if you're still kind of confused, I am gonna put something on the screen. Hopefully that would help. That visual representation would help, but I will still break it down a little bit more. I just want to give you an idea of what is going on. So we got the pie. Each pie is cut into 12 different slices. Each slice is a house, okay? And each house is manned by a zodiac sign. And each planet can be in, you know, depending on your personal chart, you may have multiple planets in the same house. Some houses may be empty, like some slices may be empty. Ain't no pepperoni on that slice, okay? It might just be completely empty. It just got cheese on it, that's it. It may not even have sauce, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's empty. But some houses will be loaded up with toppings. Some houses will have sausage, i.e. Mercury. Some houses will have Mars. You know, it'll be loaded up with planets. So depending on your chart, everything is gonna look completely different. So speaking of the breakdown, I just gave you guys talking about the houses, planets, and zodiac signs, all of that, because I know you guys were confused about that. To break that down a little bit more, think of your natal chart period, or your birth chart, is basically how energy is expressed. Like, think of it as energy, okay? So a planet represents what energy is expressed, okay? So take sun sign, which is what we've been talking about. Your sun sign talks about your individuality or your personality. So that is what is being expressed. Your personality is being expressed when you're talking about the sun sign. Another example is Mercury. So the planet Mercury talks about communication being expressed, how you express yourself while you are communicating. That is what is being expressed, communication, boom, bam. The zodiac sign talks about how that energy is being expressed. So I am a Leo, so the way that I express my energy is gonna be dramatic, it's gonna be loud, it's gonna be glamorous, you know, all those stereotypes. That is how that energy is going to be expressed. If you are a Cancer, you may express yourself in an emotional way. So all of that, that's how you express that energy. And houses, those slices, okay, each slice talks about where that energy is expressed. Each house correlates to a different part or section in our life. So the first house, of course, talks about our identity or self, you know. The third house talks about communication, how we communicate, how we express ourselves. The fifth house talks about creativity. That's where in our life, how we create, how we, you know, stuff like that. Each house represents where in our life that energy is expressed. So when you combine all of them, they combine, okay? That's what makes up your chart, okay? So that's why we both could be a Leo and act completely different if our sun sign is in different houses. Take your sun sign being in your third house and mine being in my fifth house. The third house is talking about communication. That's that part of our life where we communicate or how we communicate. And if your Leo is there, you may be in a dramatic, creative way when it comes to communication. Whereas in the fifth house, mine is about creativity and all of that. So that is where I may express myself, is more in the fifth house area, which is talking about creativity and all of that stuff. I hope that makes sense. But before I continue on, if you are looking at me right now and you have not liked, you have not subscribed, fam.
Let me tell you something, sweetheart. I don't know how y'all do where you from, but let me tell you something. Where I'm from, we don't do like that.
Please go ahead and give me my like. Go ahead and subscribe for more content. Stop playing in these streets, okay? I'm bringing y'all some value information. Stop. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. So getting back to the natal chart and the birth chart or whatever, and trying to explain and break that down for you. I already talked about how each slice is a house, okay? And then each house has its own zodiac sign. But back to those zodiac signs and how they're determined, okay? What happens is, depending on the exact time that you were born, that is a specific zodiac sign. For instance, I was born in the morning time. So my time slot fell under Gemini. So my chart starts with Gemini, and then it goes around. And how is that determined? What is after Gemini, what that second house is going to be? You can look back to your zodiac lineup that they have. You know how it goes from Aries is this time, and then it goes to Taurus at this time, and then it goes to Gemini at this time. That's basically the lineup for it. So what happens is, depending on what time you were born, that is the starting point for your zodiac or for your natal house. So per the time that I was born, okay, that starts off at Gemini. So the next zodiac sign after Gemini, depending on that chart, so Aries, Taurus, Gemini, the second house for me is going to be what? Cancer, okay? Then that third house is going to be, what's the next zodiac sign, okay? And that is going to go around and around in a complete circle. So how horoscopes can work and how they can be accurate. An astrologer will look at how your planets, your stars, your houses, how they looked at the moment you were born, and compare it to how they look exactly at this time or even a time in the future, and how those planets moved and how everything moved and what house that everything shifted to and all of that. That is what they are telling you predictions based off of, that movement and how energy is expressed and how it should be and could be expressed and all of that.
What?
When astrologers are looking at horoscopes and predicting things, they are looking at your planets and your houses and your zodiac signs. All of that is factoring in from then to now. So going over all of that, getting to the main point as to why the zodiac sign that you're looking at currently is incorrect. If they are looking at where your house is and everything is, they cannot do that if they don't know specifically where that sun sign is. If you're looking at your sun sign, okay, that's making the assumption that that sun sign is in your first house, which sets the tone for all of the other houses, which is what I just explained. And that is, in most cases, inaccurate, okay? And most people don't have their sun sign in their first house, okay? Their zodiac sign, that's not in their first house. It could be anywhere on that chart. Instead, they have to make a decision, and they have to do things based off of where that first house is compared to anything else, because that first house is determined, that them zodiacs, they're determined, each house is determined after that first house, okay? Remember what I said? That time you were born, that gives you your zodiac sign for that first house. And then everything that happens after that is basically falling down the line, okay? So I was a Gemini, so then my second house falls under Cancer, and then my third house falls under, that's what is. But an astrologer, unless they're looking at your specific chart, they don't know where your sun sign is. They can't tell just off of, hey, she was born in August. This is because it's determined by the exact. And when I say an exact, you got to know the exact time that you were born. You was born at 2:57 a.m. You cannot be like, oh, approximately, I think I was born somewhere between 3 and 5, because that can change by minutes. It's why twins could be the exact same. They can have the exact same sign. They can be born minutes apart, and they can be completely different. It's not nature versus nurture, okay? They got the same parents. It's because they have completely different, that facet. They're completely different. Those zodiac signs, they're completely different. Now, what I explained to you before, that first house zodiac sign, that is known as your rising sign. And your rising sign is essentially, and it's almost as important as the sun sign, one, because it sets the placements of the rest of your chart. And when I say the placements, I'm not talking about the planets, because they're going to fall where they're going to fall, but it sets the zodiac signs and how that energy. Remember I said zodiac signs is how that energy is being expressed? Well, you can't figure out how the energy is being expressed if you don't know where the zodiac signs, once again, you have all of them, okay? So that first house is really important, and that is known as your rising sign. Now, like I said, your rising sign is that mask you put out into the world, and it doesn't have to be completely accurate. It's just kind of like, if you've ever met somebody and they was like, you had them try to guess your zodiac sign and they said, oh, I think you were, because you act like this in public, I think you're this sign. And you're like, that's completely wrong. I'm this sign. That sign that they guessed could possibly be your rising sign, because it is how you appear to the world, how that mask you put on for society. Now, like I said, each planet has a different thing. The moon talks about your emotions, your drunk self, basically like how you think, not how you think, but basically how you process your emotions and all of that. So each planet, you know, has a different thing, but your rising sign, okay, is what people perceive of you to be. People, especially that do not know you, or your first, you know, your first presentation into the world, all of that. So, like I said, to sum all of this up, and I hope it makes sense. I really, really genuinely hope that it makes sense. But if you were trying to follow these horoscopes and all of that, and you were looking at your sun sign, it's just not going to be an accurate representation of what is going on in your life, or any advice, or for whatever reason, while you're looking at horoscopes, that's not going to be an accurate representation, because once again, when you're looking at that, they're looking at where the planets are, and they're making the assumption that wherever that is, like if you're looking at Cancer, if you're a Cancer sun sign, they're making the assumption that that is your first house, and they're seeing how things fell from your first house, how things are in relation to your first house. And like I said, your sun sign is not rarely, but your sun sign is not always in your first house, okay? So what they can determine is what that first house is, and once they go off of that. So you need to be going off of your first house if you are looking for these horoscopes, okay? So if you're somebody that is super avid into looking at horoscopes, just do me a favor and try looking at your rising sign, and I will leave a resource down below in the comment section, or you can look at the description box, and I will specifically, you know, give you a heads up on how you can find your rising sign. Now, like I said, to find that, you will need to know the exact time of birth that you have, exact, like hour and minutes in AM and PM, okay? You need to know the exact time that you were born. And then for a full chart, you need to know the place that you were born and your full, you know, just that stuff. You need to know the time and the place that you were born, so they can see, you know, where the stars were from your view on the earth at that time. Yeah, so hopefully that made a lot of sense. Just trust me, just try looking at your, whatever your rising sign is, or they also call it ascendant. Try looking at that when you're looking at these basic horoscope apps, okay? Just try it, all right? And that is all that I have for you at this time. But before you even think about clicking out the video, don't do it. Don't do it. If you are seeing me, hearing me, feeling me, okay, go ahead and give me a like, give me a big thumbs up, okay? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, so when I post more content, you will be the first one to know. And go ahead and comment down below and let me know, all right, if this made sense. If you have any questions, you go ahead and put them down there. I will clarify. I will try to be as clear as possible. Or if you have already started looking at that zodiac sign, put some testimonials down there on how that has helped you, changing it up from looking at your sun sign to looking at your rising sign, or your ascendant sign is what it's also called, and let people know how that has worked out for you. Once again, my name is Elle from Intuitive as Elle. I will see you guys next time. Bye.